everybody, and welcome back to episode 18 of the Dark Rooms podcast. I'm Psychic, and I'm being joined by Ozone, Inkyink, _. And today, we're going to be having a chat. We are joined by a very special guest today, and so we're joined by DHeusta. Before we get started, please remember to hit the subscribe button to be the first to see brand new Dark Rooms videos. Now, why don't you introduce yourself?
Well, hi. I'm DHeusta. I produce music for, I don't know, I just produce music for stuff. For video games, fan songs, for gonna start doing Dream SMP stuff.
Oh, really?
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Just whatever comes to mind, you know, I'm all for it.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, that's me.
Awesome.
Sweet.
Oh, and I guess I could say I'm 24. Just turned 24 in June.
Nice.
Living in Arizona, and we're about to move to a new house within the next weekend, so that's fun.
that's very exciting.
Ooh la la.
I hope
Yeah.
you
All right.
So,
We have a few questions to ask.
Yes,
'cause we
ask away.
obviously it's a very rare opportunity, stuff like this, and we're very excited and grateful to have you on the podcast here.
I'm sorry it took so long for me to
Nah.
actually get in this podcast.
No, don't worry about
it's,
it.
it's
It's
Windows'
great
fault.
to have you on.
We're all good.
Thanks, guys.
Awesome.
And thanks to you
So-
for joining us. So, why don't we get started? I think the first question we have is, how long have you been making music and what inspired you?
Okay, so good questions. I get asked this a lot. Usually, I get inspired by a lot of stuff, but since I was a kid, I always liked to listen to, I guess as a backstory, to a cappella music. That's all I listened to until I was 8.
Ah.
My
Interesting.
dad loved it, and so he always shared it with us. And I love listening to the beatboxer, so I grew up wanting to beatbox, trying to beatbox, loving the beatboxing noises, to the point where now, you know, when I was 16, I did a couple competitions in beatboxing. But now going back to the backstory, when I was 8, I figured out, oh, I really like music and the rhythms that come with that, you know? And so when I was, like 8 or 9, my dad got me Ableton Live, and I messed around with that. I didn't even have a MIDI keyboard for a while, and then finally got used to the program, got a MIDI keyboard, and started producing music, because I love the idea of making stuff that I've thought of. That's come from my thoughts that I can put into a software and then put into music.
That is really
Awesome.
cool. Because,
Sweet.
yeah.
No,
And,
go ahead. I'm all
I
for
just-
discussing as well. If you guys have any
Yeah,
thoughts or whatever.
we might be a little slow to start. We're very
We've never done anything like this before.
yeah.
Okay.
So yeah. So
I mean,
yeah, that's very
I've
interesting.
I've seen a video of you beatboxing,
So have
and
I.
it's very I'm
from
just
the
blown
tour?
away by
Yeah,
it.
from the tour.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
I was going to ask you about that. Like, do you still do all of that? Obviously. And
yes, but it's more of like a side thing for live performances.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Just because it's fun, you know, with the bass and the subs that come with the speakers on stage.
And how do you
Right.
like how do you get good at that? Like how do you learn it? Like I remember like usually most people get the, you know, like the boots and cats thing, you know, where the but I've never learned
Yes,
how to actually
Inky.
go beyond that.
Yeah, go
A
Inky.
lot of people, the whole
That was
boots and
great.
which is great. It gives you a good rhythm. Honestly, I don't know. It's kind of, I don't know if you've seen Charlie Puth kind of go through his process, but he does the same thing. He has a melody in his head or a bass line, and he starts beatboxing a rhythm with it, and then just builds on top of it. Creates noises. That's pretty much it. You just create
Oh,
noise.
wow.
Create noise like with a rhythm, yeah.
Yes, yeah, with your mouth.
Awesome.
That is so
I'm not
cool.
super good at it. I wish I was.
I mean, probably better than us, so.
Yeah, definitely better than anything we could do.
Oh yeah.
Oh no.
I mean, Inky, that was a poor effort. Try again.
you want me to go again?
Yeah, go again, Inky.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
Oh, changing it up.
There we go.
Okay,
Yeah.
now we need a DHeusta version.
Oh no.
Dude, mine, it's
Did
got
you
the
start
robot
beatboxing
bass in it.
now?
It's got or the throw bass, like hold up, like a little, something like that, or
All right.
What?
Nice.
I don't even.
How?
That's just like so impressive to me because it's like
Inhuman.
like
Yeah, it's
there's like
That's awesome.
like I learned how to like sing, but I don't know how to do like that kind of stuff with my voice. It's just really impressive to me.
Thanks. All I know is that the throw bass, I'm pretty sure you develop like a callus in your vocal cords or something.
Oh, seriously?
Oh.
That's interesting.
It's like this muscle of some sort, but I was
Interesting.
Gets
worried
that
it would have
vibration
my
kind of
singing, but it
sound.
hasn't yet.
All right. Well, speaking of music, out of curiosity, what is your favorite piece that you've made?
If you have
Of my
one.
songs?
Yeah. Or
I don't
your
know.
songs or not your songs, both.
In general, even like
Okay, we'll do
I get that's a pretty
Either
big
or, yeah.
question. So
Yeah.
It's very general, but I like it. We'll do we'll do both. So one of my favorite songs in general that I love to listen to is, I guess one of my favorite bands is Muse. Muse is
Yes.
amazing. I love their stuff. And
Never
I've
heard of
really
them.
loved hold on, let me pull my playlist here. I've loved listening to 5 Seconds of Summer. They're super good as
Yes.
well. Their new stuff is especially, and I love. Oh, AJR, another very good one. Oh, and The Killers. Holy, The Killers are awesome.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Love their stuff.
I've heard a couple of their songs.
Good music taste.
And they just put out a new album, and it's good. It's just not. It's not like their previous album, and so it's a little different. But it's more emotional, and it's good. I liked it.
Cool.
But I guess song-wise, I didn't really answer your question. One of my favorite songs right now is "Miss Atomic Bomb" by The Killers.
All
So
right.
you'll have to take a listen to that.
Yeah,
Yes, we will have
I'm-
to.
I recognize
do
a few of
so.
the names of bands you've mentioned, but I can't say I've actually heard any of them. So I feel like maybe I need to broaden my music.
I mean,
My musical
check 'em out.
horizon.
I think all of them kind of change over time. I know definitely with 5 Seconds of Summer, their kind of early stuff was a lot different to.
Oh yeah,
to,
they were
like,
very pop
Yeah.
rocky, and now it's like just very electronic pop. I love it.
Yeah,
Like, I
it's
guess
just
that-
nice to see the development.
It's just I feel like that's a lot. That's for like a lot of bands because like I mean if you do the same thing over and over again, you won't really go anywhere. So I kind of get it, but sometimes people are
Yeah.
like this old stuff was really good.
Yeah.
Do more of this.
Yep. Well, and that's exactly. I took a master class with Ryan Tedder, the guy who writes for and produces for One Republic.
Oh.
Oh wow!
He, super good class. But he was saying how you as a musician, you have to every era. Usually there's a culture of music that lasts for like 8 to 10 years, and then you can see it move on to something else. Like right now, like you were saying with 5 Seconds of Summer back in the day, 10 years ago, pop rock was really popular. And now I feel like 80s music is getting very, very popular.
Yeah.
You see Charlie Puth, Dua Lipa, even who was it? Coldplay with Higher Power. It's very like modern day 80s vibe, and I love it. It's so good.
Cool.
And so you have to like move with the music genre that's coming out, and that's just moving with the world in general.
Yeah.
But something to keep in mind.
That's super cool.
All right then. Yeah.
Did I answer all the questions? I can't even remember.
Yeah,
How
you
about
did.
favorite.
Of your
how-
of your own.
Oh yes.
Yeah. What's
that's
your favorite
right,
song
that's
you've
right.
made?
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna have a question for you guys first, and then I'll answer that.
Okay.
What's
All
your
right.
guys'
God.
favorite of mine?
Can I go first?
Oh,
so
God.
I want to go
Yes.
first. I want to go first. So I actually listened to you for a couple years. The first song I heard of yours was "A Chapter to Unfold," the Bendy song. I even left a comment. Yeah, I left a comment. I had a different name. I had a different name at the time. I might send you a picture because like you replied to it. I was like, "This is an
No
underrated
way.
song," and I think it's like kind of like nostalgia. Like that's my favorite song of yours.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah.
That's cool. Well, thank you.
What was your other name, Psychic?
Oh boy, it was so cringy.
Dude, post it in the chat once
That's
we're
what
done.
I
Post it
will.
right now.
I will. I
Alright,
will.
alright.
I will. You guys answered while I find it.
Yeah.
I'll say I haven't heard much of your stuff other than the FNaF songs that are
Oh, okay.
on Doc I really enjoyed "To Be Beautiful" a lot. That
Really?
was really good. Except I found that I'm really hyped for "Out of Stock."
Well, that is your favorite.
Did you hear that, guys? Did you hear the outro that Daco put for it?
No,
I
we
did,
didn't.
and that's why I'm so hyped for
I
it.
didn't
It
hear
sounds
that.
so good.
I think
Yeah.
I remember hearing a clip of the like early version that I think was said that you guys scrapped and redid, but I don't think I've heard like if there's like a current preview.
Oh, here's the current preview. I'll drop it in chat.
I'll
Right.
be sure to give it a quick listen.
Should I play it on the podcast?
Oh, really?
Should I?
How long ago was that? Let me see.
It was a couple years
2
ago.
years.
At least 2 years.
Years?
Here, I'll play the.
Years.
Whoa.
For
So you
the-
guys
for
have
the-
actually chatted before in the comments. That's funny.
Yo,
Funny, yeah. That was a while ago.
that's
Grand
pretty cool. Out
reunion.
of stock. That sounds really.
Yeah, I'm super hyped for the Out of Stock song.
Let me give it a listen real quick. 22 seconds, awesome.
Oh no, no! Wait, this is the old one. No.
Uh-oh.
No, this is the old. Okay, wait.
Are you
Oh,
embarrassed
so-
by it?
Backstory. No, it's a.
We're getting backstory already.
I like the
Yes.
sound of the old one. Even if you scrapped it, I still love the sound of the old one.
Yes, and I thought the instrumental was fun as well. My only problem was me and Daco were talking about it when I sent it over to him. I was like, dude, I'm not getting goosebumps from this. And usually I try to make sure every song I put out, I get some kind of goosebumpy kind of feel, like it. I don't know, like it feels good.
That's
All
really
right.
interesting.
And this one, especially with the lyrics, oh, I was not feeling it. And he wasn't either. So I'm like, okay, we're gonna scrap it. We'll keep it for maybe something in the future. But I made a new out of stock here. I'm pretty sure I have an instrumental of it. I'll just share a little bit.
All right.
Am I allowed to play this? Like.
Yes.
Okay.
Just a small
He
preview. It won't be
shared it
big.
in an outro.
Oh,
of his.
wow.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
This must have been the old outro then. I don't know where to find the new one.
Let me see. Maybe I can find one of his. It's one of his
'Cause,
latest
I was
videos.
I
for a
think
split
on
second I was
Daco's-
thinking like we were getting some kind of exclusive like leak kind of-
I think on Daco's recent stream he played the entire scrapped one.
Yes. Yep.
I didn't. I should probably go listen to that.
Yeah. I'll drop it in here if you want.
Oh, while
Oh, here we
we're
go, here we
waiting
go.
for that though, I
It's
can.
right here. This is the video right here.
Oh, okay, cool.
Here, let me paste it in chat.
So it's at the outro.
Oh, it's
you
the
said?
outro to this one.
Yeah, the outro right there at 12:40.
Oh, wow.
I see Daco dancing with a dog. That's a happy sight.
Oh,
Ooh.
that's way deeper.
Like it's so much more, in my opinion, so much more heavier, and like man, and the melody. Oh, it's so good.
Here, I'm gonna play it. Here.
Oh my gosh,
Okay.
that's great. That's so good.
I like
Oh,
that,
that's so cool.
that bass and the guitar.
Just like hitting at the same time, dude. Oh, it's gonna
Yeah.
hit so hard.
The first one was a lot more like techie and digital. This one is a
Yeah.
lot deeper, and the bass is really on point.
It feels.
And I
it
feel
feels
like it's
very
more
powerful.
modern.
That's so
Yeah.
cool.
Thank you.
So
I'm
continuing with each of us saying our
Yes.
favorite ones. So I recently did a tier list video. I'm not I accidentally plugged my own video. But at the top of it, I'd say our and to preface, I haven't really heard too much outside. I've heard like your ones with Daco and the Scott Cawthon one,
Oh, nice. Oh, good. Okay.
which that one was
Oh,
really
good
really
you
good.
mentioned that.
Thank you.
And I think Darkest Desire, Fetch, and Lonely Freddy are definitely my top three. I can't really decide. I can't really decide which order though. You know, I definitely it could be Lonely Freddy just because of how different it is, and I really, really liked
Yeah.
the approach you
Yeah,
went with.
it's a
that.
lot different than the prior ones.
For me,
I-
it's definitely Lonely Freddy.
Really, dude, that's so
Yeah,
good. Oh, it makes me so happy.
You
Oh.
banged it. It's
Yeah,
great.
it's so good.
It's a bop.
Like, I feel like I know a song is good when I listen to it. I'm like, I wish it was like, I wish I had more, because it's so good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I really wanted to hone in on that lonely feeling, and
You hit it.
Yeah.
thank you. It just makes me sad. I want it to do well for Daco, but because it's so different, all these FNaF kids. Hold on one sec.
We're just gonna sit here in silence while you
I mean,
Okay, I think
he's getting the evidence of the FNAF kids.
I bet not as many people liked it as,
Yeah,
as much
there
because of
might
how
be-
different it was.
Yeah, there could
I
I
mean,
could foresee there being some
at,
potential.
at first
backlash
I
from-
didn't. At first I didn't really like. It was like, this is really different, but it really grew on me. There's
Yeah,
some,
really?
there are some FNAF songs that, like, at first I'm like, I don't really like this, but then like it grows on me.
Right?
Like, another example would be Another Round. Like, that one I was like, this is weird at first, but then it just grew on me, and it's a good song.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry.
Oh hey,
Oh, hi.
Awesome.
Continue
Um,
then.
What was I saying? Oh, Lonely Freddy. Yeah, I'm sad because a lot of the FNaF listeners like the what do you call them? Like just the constant kick and snare techno
Yeah.
Yeah,
electronic
big
feel.
heavy, almost like dubstep feeling.
Yes,
Yeah.
yep, very electronic in that sense. And so I was like, you know what? I really want to, man, just nail it differently and not go down that road. And with
Yeah.
it being a full album, the Fazbear Frights album we're trying to do, I feel like
Oh.
that'd be fun for everybody to listen to. Just have different
Yeah,
genres like that.
Yeah, different
Yeah.
variety so that because
Doesn't get boring.
yeah, it doesn't get boring. Nothing's gonna feel like too samey
Repetitive.
over
Yes.
time.
Yeah.
I do want to ask though, do you feel like you're kind of you're scared of how like the people are going to take it because it's
absolutely.
so different? Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're excited to like experiment with different things and
Yes.
go different ways. Yeah.
It's
nice.
it's kind of like I feel similar to AJR in the sense of they are very good at experimenting their sounds. Sometimes it hits, sometimes it doesn't, but they're getting good enough that they can keep using these weird sounds that work well with these songs. So that's what I'm hoping for as well. Just
Cool.
unique sounds.
I have two very, very big questions about Lonely Freddy as a song.
Ask him.
I know what's
the
coming.
first one, well, okay, the first one I'd say isn't as big of a question, but
Everybody get an answer before we go on with this?
oh,
I
that's
think
right.
everybody did.
I completely
No,
forgot.
you're good. You're
Ozone.
good. I totally forgot.
Ozone. I don't think. Wait, yeah, you did. You did say it was Lonely Freddy.
Ozone, you said Lonely Freddy. Everybody else answered as well.
And then you didn't get to say which one's your favorite. DHeusta.
Crap.
Oh
That's
yeah,
right.
you didn't. Yeah. Which one's yours?
Okay, before we move on, I think I don't really have a favorite, but some of my favorites are, yeah, like Lonely Freddy. I don't know why, man. I forget the production on Into the Pit on Fetch, and Save Me.
Save Me is
I don't
pretty
know if you
good.
guys have heard Save Me. Save Me, I really enjoy as well.
Oh, I just remembered another. I really like Tiptoe. That one's pretty fun to listen to.
Oh, and Tiptoe, that's a fun one too.
Yeah, it's,
I forgot about that one. Anyways, okay, those are my songs. What are you asking?
So as far as Lonely Freddy, I think it really goes to show how good a song is when my only slight problem with it is that I felt like it was a little on the short side. Is there a reason for that?
That's what everybody said.
And don't get me wrong, I love the song the way it is. It's just
Yeah.
it's so good that like part of me wants more of it. You know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
that totally makes sense. Yeah, that was probably one of my worries as well because it builds for so long for the first minute, and then all of a sudden you get the mid section where it starts to climax,
Mhm.
and then it goes to the big chorus, and then it drowns back out in the end.
Yeah.
But when I was writing, I was like, that's what I trying to get at, because
Yeah,
it was
okay.
a short story, and he does, the kid, I can't even remember the main character's name. There's so
Alec.
many stories.
Alec.
Alec, yes, Alec, is a jerk, and then realizes but that he needs to be better, but it's too late. And for a quick moment, him and Freddy change bodies, and that's it. And you're like, oh crap.
Yeah, I like the
Yeah.
way you characterize that to the story, and as
Huh.
sort of a mental image of the song as sort of a
Yeah.
hill. Like you get to the top of the hill and go back down. It's
There's no build back up.
Yes.
and
That's
that
what I'm
and
hoping. I'm
yeah.
so glad that came across.
Yeah. That makes total sense now that you say it.
And
I really
yeah, it
try and
does.
put a lot of effort into these songs, a lot more than people realize. But
Oh,
if
and
you
it shows.
Yeah, it really
if you look
does.
into them, you'll understand the symbolism behind each song with the story.
Awesome. And now for my this question has just been eating at me
It
for
really is.
weeks.
Please.
Who's whistling in the song?
That's my dad, actually.
Seriously?
Yeah. I can't whistle that high, and Daco couldn't either. So I was like, "Frick, who knows how to do this?" And I was like, "Dude, my
That's
dad is really good at
awesome.
whistling." So
That is
That's so-
hilarious.
I did not
Cool.
expect such an interesting answer for it.
Well,
I thought
what
it was
were
just
you
gonna be like
expecting?
or I thought it was just gonna be him or Daco or someone.
It's your
That's
dad.
amazing.
That's
I'm glad you asked that now,
I'm
Inky.
very glad I asked that as well.
yeah, I don't think anybody's ever asked that. That's funny.
all right.
I
So
was-
since we're on the topic of FNaF, how did you get into the FNaF community?
Freaking Charlie, all the way.
Awesome.
Did you
Charlie
so
got
you
me.
knew him before FNaF?
Yes. So another backstory. In high school, we met when he was a freshman and I was a junior, I think. Yeah. And he we talk about this all the time. He was a nice kid, good kid. He just was weird. Like he loved. And if he was here, he would agree with me. We talk about it all the time.
I'm glad none of us are weird.
No.
Sure, of course.
He wanted to get attention with his music, and he loved music so much. So when we talked to each other and figured out we both like producing music, and he was trying to do it, and I was too, we collaborated, tried to do some collaborations together just on SoundCloud. It didn't go anywhere. I think I still have the file for it. It's so bad. And then we became friends, but not super close. Just more like friends. And then he left to a different high school, and I finished out high school. I went on a 2-year mission to Argentina for my church, and then came back. And when I looked him up again, somehow I saw that I think he had 50,000 subs at the time. Like 4 years ago.
That's cool.
Wow.
And so I called him up, and he's like, "Dude, we've been talking about this forever, and you're finally getting, the snowball's rolling. It's going." Yeah, and he's like, "Yeah, it's crazy. It's and he matured. I can't tell you. It's so funny to see him in high school, and then all of a sudden, when I get back after 3 years, to see his maturity level." It was like night and day. It was so funny. It's so interesting. Anyway, so he was like, "Hey, I can help you out. I can get you in the same community because I know you've wanted to produce music your whole life too." And so I did an internship pretty much with him for 3 or 4 months. Made some connections through him. Did some collaborations that you've seen. The first one I think was the Bendy song.
Yes.
On his channel with Squiggly Dig and Chi Chi. Uncrowned, there we go.
Yes.
And then we started going into FNaF stuff, and I'm hoping, and I don't like following people's footsteps, but Charlie's really good at getting on top of trends.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people when I first put out my Siren Head song and he put out his, we did it like one day after each other, and we didn't even talk about it. I didn't even realize he was working on one. So I like to kind of stay in the loop with him as well. Because YouTube's all about trends.
And
True.
I remember he rode the Among Us trend very well. Like he did that insanely well.
Yep. And then even this whole Dream SMP stuff.
Yeah.
He
The
started
Rambo
that
song.
super well also.
That's so cool.
So yeah.
So
I didn't know you guys went so far back.
Right?
yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And now he's like my younger brother. We're like bros. We
Aw.
have tons of fun together.
He's the younger one.
Yes.
That's
Yep.
really cool.
He's 22 now, I think, or 21, 22.
All right.
But
Awesome.
So, have you played any of the FNaF games? And if you have, what's your favorite?
I wanted to play Help Wanted. I just have never bought it and never had the guts to play it.
Oh my gosh, I played
Oh.
Help Wanted. Like, I can watch someone play it, but actually being there is so terrifying.
Freak me out, yes.
is.
I mean, it's already scary enough, these point and click crap, and you pull down your mask and then it's popped up right in front of you or something, and you're dead. And then Help Wanted being VR in your face. Oh, that would just
It's
scare the crap.
And
Like-
I heard they're so tall.
they are.
Yes.
Listen, I played it. They are insanely tall. Like, you have to look up. I remember I played. It was like night 2 of FNaF 3, which is like one of the easiest games because you just have to keep them in the corner. And I was still like sweating and like I'm panicking so much because it's so stressful.
I'd imagine that being in VR there, especially for FNaF 3, you really start to get the feeling that you're actually being chased down by a serial killer in a bunny costume.
Yes,
rather
and
than-
you look to your side and there's just a huge vent there. Like what?
Oh, wow.
You can
That's pretty sus.
But that's why I'm excited for Security Breach, because it's more. I mean, FNAF's never taken that route before with the first person,
I'm very interested
looking
to
around
see,
and stuff.
Yeah, I'm very interested to see how well it does because it's like a whole new
Yeah.
like jump for the series.
Yep. And that's probably the most excited I've been about a FNAF game. Actually, I was really excited for Help Wanted. Never got it, but Security Breach I'm definitely gonna get. And play. And I bought a PlayStation 5 just for that, and then realized when the trailer came out that they were putting it on Steam. I was like, oh my gosh.
Oof.
But it's all good.
So,
All work.
Yeah.
how did you start
Like,
making
you
music
can
with Daco? Like, how did you start the whole the Fazbear Fright songs?
Okay, so again, same thing with Charlie. It goes back to him. He was telling me, he was making stuff with Daco, and I saw he did Like It or Not, and it did really well.
That's such a good song.
And
Yeah, it's so good.
so I guess Daco wanted to keep making songs with Charlie, and Charlie's like, I don't have time to keep making songs with you. I'm sorry, I have to pursue my YouTube stuff. But he's like, I have a friend, DHeusta, that knows that produces music as well, and he does a really good job, and I trust him, so I'll send him over your way. And so Charlie sent Daco over to me to talk about Darkest Desire, and that was the first song we worked on together. And Charlie helped out with the chorus melody on that one, and I think the bridge as well, the pre-chorus. And then after that, Charlie's like, all right, dude, you and Daco are, in quotations, pals now. You guys can work together, so I'll let you guys be. And yeah, me and Daco talked about doing Fazbear Fright stuff. We have the Hex comic as well. I don't know if you guys have heard about that.
Yeah,
I
I
have.
saw the first episode of the voice acted one. Looks really
Yes. Oh yeah, exactly.
I still have to watch that.
It's
Dude.
amazing.
Me and B Slick, we made all the music for that.
Oh.
Composed the background music. We're also doing a Friday Night Funkin' Hex mod.
That'll be cool.
And you can hear one of the. Here, I'll send him the link here. There it is. One of the songs on it, Daco already released, just for like
Alright.
a.
Oh, I think I remember that actually.
So if you guys haven't seen it, heard it, it's a fun one.
Yeah, I
Cool.
saw this. I thought this was great.
Thank you. but it's just fun to like so many different opportunities for me to make music for other people,
Yeah.
in different genres. You know.
Yeah.
Awesome. So yeah, you said Darkest Desire is your first thing with Daco, and wow, what a way to start off, honestly.
What a
You
song.
know,
It's kind of a great start having those, knowing people to kind of get that kickstart.
oh yeah, absolutely.
And you like immediately proved yourself as well. Like the
That was the worry. Was like, is this gonna do well? Is it not? Is Doc gonna want to keep working with me?
I remember. I remember when I saw it was like Doc and Hughes. I was like, hey, I listened to that guy. That's really cool.
Yeah, but now we're like, I feel like we're almost gonna be partners for life because we have so many plans in the future.
Oh, nice.
I mean, you guys got a lot of books to cover.
All right,
Yeah, we have
listen.
a ton.
You're not doing all of them, are you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
Wait,
Every
really?
single
Oh my god.
No way.
It'll probably take three years to finish all
Gotta
this.
be kidding
Okay,
me.
I gotta ask. Have
That's
you heard
amazing.
about Tales from the Pizzaplex?
No, what the heck?
What?
They're doing basically a sequel series to Fazbear Frights.
Oh
It's
my
Pizzaplex
God,
centered.
No.
Yeah, more books.
That's 3 years is turning into 9 years?
Oh my
Oh
god.
my God. Holy
You're
crap.
also
Okay,
Have
we
you
we
read
don't
the
know.
Fazbear Frights?
Only because of Daco. And I watch his summaries that he does for them.
Oh,
The
so
game.
you haven't
Those
read
are
most
very
of them.
nice.
No, I haven't actually read the books because it's hard to find time for me to do that. So an hour
That's
summary for me is like, okay, it's good enough detail so I know the story, I know the characters, and I can write according to that story, you know?
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Do you have
Hopefully
like,
that doesn't
even
sound
though you
lazy.
haven't read them, is there like one that you're like that's my favorite story?
So far, I really like I really thought To Be Beautiful story was interesting.
That's
Um,
great.
That's
That-
probably one of my favorites.
That's
One of my
Ozone's.
favorites.
That's Ozone's favorite.
really?
Not my favorite, but I've read like all 10 books that are out now, and To Be Beautiful is still up there as one of my favorites.
It's A tier for me as well. Very good
It's
story.
very
Yeah.
good.
Classic.
It's
Since it was in the first book, so
It's just the idea of it, you know.
Yeah, the idea
Like,
is
how did they come up with
so
that?
weird and it's cool. I like
and
it.
it's become so much more important.
Yeah, obviously, yeah. It kind of was a Kickstarter for
Stitchy.
part of the overarching plot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Oh.
knowing that you haven't read
No,
most of
I've
them,
only no spoilers. I've only read up to Out of Stock.
Oh,
okay then.
okay.
Then we're gonna stop then.
I'm
Yeah.
sure you know about the Stitch Wraith stuff, right?
The what?
The epilogues.
The epilogue
No.
stories. Each
Okay, so-
each book
Like the end, the
Yeah.
each book
Yeah.
has a fourth small story.
yes, yeah.
Yeah.
And obviously we won't spoil for you, but a lot of the stories play into that plot
Mm-hmm.
in a very important way. So it's very
It's all
interesting. to see it all come
connected.
together.
Sick. And that's what I told Doc. I was like, "Hey, don't spoil things for me because I still gotta get through these books."
Yeah.
All right, we will keep that in mind as
Yes,
well.
we will also.
Yeah, thank you. I'm trying to work my way up there, but man, there's so many.
There's 30 at this
Yeah,
point.
there
There's
are.
Oh, there's too
Oh
many.
my gosh.
like that's really insane. 30 stories.
It's a lot of stories.
And I thought I heard like somewhere that you guys weren't going to be making songs for everyone, but you're going to make one for every song. That's
Every book.
just
book, yeah.
Sorry.
every
And, like,
story. That's so
Doc was
crazy.
saying, he's like, what's the AM one? 1:48 a.m.
1:35.
1:35.
1:35 a.m. Like stories like that are more simple, and not as engaging. I told him I was like, you know what? I still want to make songs for it, but maybe not.
Not for like the album you said.
No,
just lower priority.
it'll be
you could
more
say?
simpler. Like it
Or-
won't be as much production wise. I'll focus more on
Yeah.
melody and lyrics more than the production. If that makes sense.
Interesting.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like some of the later stories, people kind of forget about a lot because there's just so many. So it would be kind of hard to do all of every single one and have it
Yeah.
be consistently kind of engaging.
Yeah, and
Yeah, exactly.
and the fact that you're doing a song for all of them, I think, will definitely help out some of the more overshadowed stories. In the
I hope
series.
so.
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, I really hope so.
because if you can attach a song to a memory or a story, it resonates a lot more often.
And I'm hoping, even then with if some of the songs do really well, it helps others be like, oh, I want to reread that story, or go back and reread it. I don't know.
I need to reread Fetch. I think like when I first like read it, I was like kind of like rushing and so I didn't really have a good first impression of it. So I've never really gone back to it, and I probably should reread it.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, that was a fun one too.
And like everyone always says this is like so good. I'm like, I should go back and reread it.
Yeah, not a bad idea.
Now, I haven't really found like a smooth time to bring it up, but I also make music.
Oh way.
Yeah.
So I've been looking forward very much to this interview, and you've already shared so much. But I have a few more technical questions, I'd say.
Let's go ahead. All for that.
So, I think you may have mentioned it earlier, but what software do you use to produce the music?
Ableton Live 11.
All right, I've heard of that one.
Yep.
So
Or
have
Ableton Live.
I don't even make music.
But a lot of the studio standards nowadays, that used to be just Logic Pro, but now it's Logic Pro, Ableton, and FL Studio now. Which I'm not a big fan of FL Studio, but people use it. I mean, Living Tombstone uses it. And
Really?
obviously he's done a really good job with it.
I think like Toby Fox uses it as well.
Yeah, he might use it as well, which doesn't surprise me.
Inky, what do you use? I don't even remember.
I use flat.io, which is it's an online browser based one.
Yeah, you might want to start climbing yourself up.
I've been thinking about it.
Hey, listen.
Yeah,
I've been
I would highly recommend start learning the studio standard DAWs at least, so that you can switch over to whatever you want.
But Inky is really good at using his one because
I like.
Inky's been making.
He makes the best of what he has.
I
Keep climbing.
definitely. That's a reoccurring theme with me, not only with my music but with my videos, with my editing software. It's literally just Windows Movie Maker. So.
Hey, I remember that software. What the heck?
Yeah, I just make I
We all
find
do.
ways to I try to find ways to use what I've got to the best of its ability.
And you do. I've been listening to like the songs you've been making for the Inkwell project, and it is insanely good.
Oh, really, dude? I'd love to hear it.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
We'll
I'll
have
be
to link
sure
you
to-
some stuff.
I'll be
Yeah,
sure
send me-
to
I'll
I'll
send
be sure
one.
to send it. I'll send a few of mine maybe after we're done as well if you're interested.
Yeah, just DM them to me.
Sweet.
Awesome.
I'm interested. How long does it actually take to make any of these songs?
Yeah, that was my next question as well. What's that process?
Yeah.
I'll just send this here real quick for you to listen to later. This is like the main
Oh,
one.
pen and ink, yeah.
It's so good.
Pin this. I don't forget.
So yeah, how long does it take to usually make a song?
It depends. It depends on the story and the inspiration, because every story is different, and some stories resonate with me a little more than others. And if they resonate with me a lot, it comes really fast. Usually within 2 days, I can finish an instrumental and the melody. Lyrics take about a day, sometimes 2 days. It depends.
Wow.
So it kind of depends.
That's really cool.
Oh, hard, man. Lyrics just do not come super quickly. And Charlie can attest to that as well.
That's a lot quicker than I thought it would be, actually.
Really? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes it takes longer, but yeah, usually 2 days straight of just working on an instrumental. Sometimes I work on an instrumental, I'm not feeling it, and I just let it sit for a week or two and then come back to it.
Yeah, I get that
Right.
feeling so much.
Yeah.
I understand that.
I've
I've
gotten
noticed
that
the
for
music
like non-music things.
Oh yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. Anything with art, anything artsy, you gotta hone in on your feelings, and if you're not feeling it, stop.
Yeah.
Like, don't keep doing it.
Yeah, it's like
There's a reason
sometimes
for
for editing, like I've been editing a very big project recently, and I had to take a couple of days off, and then I came back to it, and like I got the two big
And you
bits
had these
done,
great
and,
ideas.
and then I just like knocked it out of the park. I feel
There you
like.
go. Exactly. Taking a break is not a bad idea.
And do you ever have these like moments of just full on inspiration. Like you get an idea in your mind and just,
Yeah.
you gotta yeah.
So I'll tell you the songs that have been just like I started and finished super quickly and they just flowed like crazy, or Save Me, Into the Pit. Fetch was a little difficult to start, but when I started it, it started flowing really quick as well. But I guess Save Me, Into the Pit, and Lonely Freddy, all those ones came really, really quick.
Awesome.
Sweet.
I really
So
like
cool.
the verses of Into the Pit.
Thank
Yes.
you. They're very muse inspired.
I like how like I
see
really
that now.
I really
Yep.
find it cool when like songs do like one chorus from one person point of view and then from the like another point of view, and like they change up the words just a little bit. I always love those.
Duetting going on.
Yes, I
Yeah.
love that in a song.
It was hard. It was really hard actually with Into the Pit, but we figured it out and we got it. But that's what I'm hoping to do. I don't know, because my problem is now I want to start making songs that are able to be listened to outside of just the community of FNaF.
Yeah.
Does that
Yeah.
make sense?
That makes
So that
sense.
anybody
There's-
can listen to it.
Yeah. Like you don't have to read the story to understand the song.
Yes, and Into
Yeah.
the Pit, you kind of have to know the
Yeah.
story. to
Oh
understand it.
yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Beautiful as well. No, To Be Beautiful, kinda. That one's a little more general.
I feel like Lonely Freddy, you can kind
Lonely
of take
Freddy is probably the best one. I think
I can
that
relate to
one
Lonely
we
Freddy.
nailed it on.
the only line that would kind of only make a little less sense without the context of FNAF would be like, now that I've got a body and you've got no body. Like,
Yeah.
Okay, wait. Speaking of lines, what does "I'm gonna take you to the green" mean?
Oh my gosh.
That's
been-
that's in the story in Lonely Freddy. You know when he changes his eye color when it's
So
green.
it
I
is the eye
told you
color.
it had something to do with the eye
that's-
color.
I
I told
thought
you.
I thought it was. I just wanted to make sure because I didn't.
we were joking around
It's
saying
not
that it was like
golf.
golf. Yeah.
Some people have been
So-
saying it's like weed. Some people are saying it's like grass. Like you guys interpret it however you want.
Oh my gosh.
Nice.
Can
Also, yeah. Underscore. You can go first.
Do you have any advice on how to kind of make a name for yourself on the
Oh,
internet
yeah.
or in a community?
Absolutely. I would say, love what you're doing. Love what you do first. If you don't love it, don't do it.
You know what? That's fair.
You're not, because the thing is, in anything, if you hear a singer, a music producer, a song, anything artsy, a painting, whatever it is, a drawing, if that person who made or created that didn't love what they were doing, you'll feel it.
Yeah.
In the end, you know, whether you're looking at it or listening to it.
It'll really
Um,
drag down the production quality if they
Oh.
weren't enjoying what they were doing.
Absolutely, and that'll come across, and people will not want to listen to it or watch it, especially. And that's what you get with YouTube videos. A lot of people want to do YouTube because it's like, oh, a big money maker, but they don't really like what they're doing.
The burnout
And
just hurts.
they get burnt out, or they start from scratch and never get to build their channel because they don't like what they're doing, or usually it's a combination. You gotta love it, and you gotta have the consistency and the humility to keep on improving your craft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like what
If
we're
you're
doing.
not humble,
Absolutely.
you're never gonna improve.
It's like what we're doing right now. Like we do the podcast for fun. Like we
Yeah,
we
exactly.
upload it, but it's we do it because we love talking with each other.
And we didn't
Yeah,
think
there
we'd
you go.
ever get to 18 episodes. Like, wow.
It's
That's
really
pretty
insane.
impressive. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. If you love what you're doing and you want to keep improving your craft, then I feel like it'll always go somewhere if you let it.
Yeah.
Sweet. That's
It's
some
really
good
up to
advice.
you.
Very nice. Yeah.
All right. I have a
Another
question.
quick. Oh,
You go first, Inky.
Another just really fast question about Lonely Freddy. I've got a keyboard right next to me. Is the chord progression for the verse
What?
What
to
is this?
Hey,
A
play it.
minor, B flat major, and then that?
Oh, yeah. I'm pretty sure that's it.
Awesome,
My problem is is you're gonna laugh. I don't know my chord names super well. I know
Okay,
what
yeah,
they're
that's
supposed
fine.
to sound like,
I am
but I don't
exactly.
know the names.
So-
So you probably know more chord names than I do.
Can you play any instruments?
Yeah, I play the piano.
So
All
do
right.
I. I can play
That one I
really
play very well, but I barely play the ukulele and I barely play the guitar.
What you said,
Same.
I really relate to because I play the guitar and like I'll be in like guitar lessons and my teacher will be like, okay, so the first note is like A sharp, and I'm like, I have to think like, okay, which fret is that? Because I don't think A sharp like, oh, 6th fret. I have to actually think about it for a second.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. Like, I know where my notes are. I know what's a sharp, what's a flat, all that. I just don't know the typical chord progressions or common chord names or things like that. But if you were to tell me, yeah, C major chord, I could easily play that. C minor, I know what that is. But anything else outside of that, it's like, oof.
And yeah, that honestly shows that while that information is helpful, you definitely don't need it to make some great
Yes.
stuff.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'll
That's-
tell you one thing from Ryan Tedder that has stuck with me since. He said, I have all these friends that know way more than I do in music. They have their master degrees in music theory. They know their stuff. I don't have that, but they've never made one hit. I've made hundreds of hits.
Interesting.
And you got to know, and that's what he said. You got to know enough to not know everything still. You got to still know some stuff, but not everything, because then that'll.
Wow.
I
I
guess
feel like
that makes
that'll
sense.
block you. Yeah.
Because
I definitely
yeah.
agree because sorry once again to cut you off, Psychic.
It's all good.
Sometimes I feel like I'm making a song and I'm going with the chord progression that I feel would be right for it, but then I start to lose motivation because I'm like, oh, this is just such a basic chord progression that I
Yeah.
feel like I need to improve it, make it more interesting.
And then
So-
some people get stuck in writing the chord progression and saying like, "Oh, I'm not allowed to go out of that chord progression that people have done or something." I don't know, and that's the problem as well.
Yeah, you can't
be
lock
creative
yourself
with it.
in. Yeah.
Yep.
And also, isn't there like that one chord progression where it's like it's used in so many songs? Like I don't even remember. Like there's like a video. It feels like the common chord progression, and it just like goes to, like hundreds of like pop songs that are like super famous, and like it just shows the. It's such a cool video.
Lots of pop songs use very similar chord progressions, which is cool. It's interesting to see how all these pop songs still have different melodies on top of that same chord progression.
Yeah.
But that's why I love Muse, because they do a lot of major to minor stuff, which is so fun for me. And that's why I also love The Killers and 5 Seconds of Summer, because they also they go out of the typical chord progressions, which my personality is I don't like going with the flow. And so anything I can do to get out of that flow and to stand out, I enjoy.
Yeah.
Yeah, take risks.
Yes. Yep. I
Challenge
really
yourself.
enjoy doing that. However frustrated I may get, I enjoy it.
So cool.
All right.
I can play the verse of Lonely Freddy real quick if you
Oh, Inky. Why?
let's turn it up a bit,
Yeah, there you go.
Got a concert now.
Good.
Oh wait, no, it goes lower. Wait, what's the? Oh, there you
Goes
go.
lower?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that third chord you played is supposed to be inverted.
Invert. Yeah, that's probably right. I'm just playing the basic ones of it.
Dude, that's good, dude.
Thank
That's
you.
impressive.
That's
It's so catchy.
Yeah,
You
Yeah.
instantly know what it is. Yeah.
Like from the second I heard the preview with the whistling, I was like, this is so different. This is so good. I'm gonna love this, and I do.
Thank you. Keep on telling me that, 'cause sometimes when I hate saying it, but sometimes the numbers don't always show the I don't
Yeah.
know
The
How much people
reception?
enjoy it?
I
how
get what
much
you're
it
saying.
deserves,
Yeah.
Yeah.
The numbers are always really tough on like motivation and
Yeah.
Especially if it's
how you
like
perceive, how people perceive your song.
especially if it's
or
like
anything
a
you
very
make.
big passion project and it like doesn't
Yeah.
perform as well. So
Yeah.
How do you handle criticism?
yeah.
Oh, I'm all for it. If it's constructive criticism and it's positive, they're not doing it to demean me, then I'm all for
Exactly.
that.
Yeah.
But if I can tell from the get go they're just doing it because they're jealous, or it's not for a purpose of building me up, then I kind of shut my ears off, say okay, whatever.
That's really
You're not
good.
worth my time almost.
That's really like a big thing.
And it is with anything on YouTube. You see all the hate comments as well. But you also see, the majority of the time, I see so many sincere and genuine comments that they outweigh the negative comments, which is really nice.
Certainly.
So
So
I have a question. Do you watch a lot of people react to your songs? Because I know you
Yeah.
watch a couple people, but do you
I
watch
watch
like
almost every reaction.
Really?
Seriously, everyone.
I know you. Yeah, I know you've watched a lot of Ozones, and you
Yes.
commented on mine for Lonely Freddy as
Yeah.
well.
Oh, did I?
Yeah, you did. I can go pull it up right now.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
I love watching genuine reactions to my songs, whether they like them or not. It's still fun for me to watch.
Yeah, it's kind of nice to see how people react to something you've made.
Yes, especially if I loved it. It's
Yeah,
like
and this.
I hope they like it.
Yeah, you put your heart and soul into it, and
Yep.
people reacting.
So-
But don't
Must
ever
be a
let
great
that
feeling.
mindset of mine that I told you affect your reactions. Like, still be honest with your reactions.
Yeah.
And it's funny
Got it.
because this reaction video that I did that you commented on, which I'm going to screenshot the comment real quick, it's actually the best video I've done for a while, especially as far as
Oh.
performance.
Good.
So it was awesome that you commented on it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
That's funny. That's cool.
So
Yeah, absolutely. If you do more reactions, I'll see them. I know I will.
Awesome.
cool. When you are writing a song, when do you look at it and be like, this is 100% finished?
Oh, that's a hard question.
That's a really good question because I often struggle with that too. Like I'll go back and think of something to add, but I don't.
Yeah, like when do you know not to add any more instruments? Because like, you,
That's a
I
good
don't-
question. So I've talking to Charlie has really helped me to understand production a little more, and I guess to pay attention to other people's production, like radio music in general. Because if you notice, majority of the time, radio music is very simple, super simple, but it's just enough to still be complicated. And it keeps the rhythm going, and it gives you different melodies so that you're never bored of the song. And they have different ad libs and stuff in the background. And so I used to struggle a lot with overcomplicating the production on my songs, and I've noticed when it's simple enough to still be complicated, and still entertain me at the same time, so that I'm never, if I ever find myself getting bored while listening to the song, I know there's more stuff I need to add.
Okay.
But if I'm listening to the song and I don't ever feel any cringe in the sense of like just uncomfortable, I'm like, ooh, I could have done that better, or that I need a filler here, then I'm good. And if I get
That makes
goosebumps
sense,
by the
yeah.
end of it, then I'm happy.
Awesome.
Awesome.
So, kind of a similar kind of question. Is
Yeah.
there any song that you would like, you wish you could go back and fix because it wasn't finished, or just one that you wish
Yes,
you could...
absolutely.
Which ones?
Everybody asked me to put up, what is it, Until We Meet on
Oh, that's a good one.
music stores, and I freaking hate that song.
Really? I think it's good. I really,
hate it so
really.
much.
Why do you not like it?
It's
Oh my
the
gosh.
melody is really annoying, and the vocals are bad, and the production's bad. It's just, oh, it was so bad.
This is funny to hear you guys like love this song, and he just freaking hates it.
I like it.
I'm bashing on it openly. Absolutely.
I mean, underscore.
Because it just, I could have done so much better. I mean, now I obviously could have, but even back then, I know I could have done better.
Okay.
but that's okay.
Yeah,
We
I listened to a lot. I actually was like I remember like when I first heard it, I was like I want to find this on iTunes, but it wasn't there.
It's so funny you say that. Well, I'm glad you like it.
Yeah.
I've been talking about for probably a year and a half now to do a remix of that, like a whip.
Ooh.
Ooh.
I would love
Yeah,
that.
that'd be cool.
That sounds so cool.
But,
So,
um,
yeah, it's really interesting how like
So
it's like how like, and I've heard it like from other people, like from like other creators, how like the creators like hate the song, but the community like loves it, and it's so strange to like think about that. But it makes sense. Like everyone has I don't know. It's interesting.
as long as you feel like you're improving,
Yeah.
like
Oh,
I suppose.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And
That's
that's why
it's all
I'm not mad about, hey, let's delete this off of everywhere because I hate it so much. No, it's just
I mean, it's the journey of where you came from as well. Like,
exactly.
Yeah, like I hate a couple of my biggest videos.
Really?
Yeah.
Underscores
you do.
underscore popped on the scene because he did FNaF AR theories. Now we
And
kind
now
of
the game is in shambles.
and now we just meme about it.
but
Which
Oh, that's funny.
it's still good to kind of show where you came from, what brought you up, even
Yeah.
if you don't exactly like those origins. It still happened.
Yep, exactly. It's like a journal. You know, you
Yeah.
don't get rid of the journal. You keep on writing in it, and you see your progress.
Mhm.
But if you guys ever want
Yeah.
to, SoundCloud account, the DHeusta SoundCloud account, it has all my stuff from 9 years ago when I started.
Oh wow.
We'll be
9
going to
years ago?
that.
You can listen to it's so garbage. It's so bad.
Oh, that's funny.
The ancient texts.
Yep.
Speaking
The
of
scrolls.
What's the first thing on there?
It's called Breaking the Silence. Oh, it's so bad. I
you
cringe every
don't-
time I listen to it.
I think a general like idea for everyone, if you don't dislike a lot of your old stuff, then you probably haven't improved that much. Because
Yeah.
you got to see that difference between
Round of
now
applause.
and then.
well said. So,
Well,
also,
well said.
I gotta say, speaking of FNaF AR, Expectations is a good song.
Oh, thank you. I do like that one. That one's fun.
Wait, which one?
It's like it just fanboying over here.
I kind of
This
am.
interview, this interview has shown me that I really need to listen to a lot more.
Oh
of
my
your
gosh, I
music.
loved that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that was you actually.
Oh, really?
No,
that was
yeah.
for who did I make that for? Was that
Was
Smoke?
it?
Smoke?
I don't know.
Maybe it was Jay's Cinema. I don't remember.
I think I saw it through the Rooster Time animation.
Oh, it was
Time?
Rooster Cinema. That's right.
Now they're called Rooster Time for some reason.
What? Really?
Yeah.
It's like
Look
Hammer
around.
Time, but for roosters.
That was such a.
Rooster Time. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, here. It's Rooster Time now.
I wonder why I changed that.
Sorry.
Oh yes, rooster time. Hammer time, but for roosters.
No,
This podcast is full of extremely funny and unfunny jokes.
we're not funny.
Rooster time.
We're not funny.
Uh,
Yeah, where's the background music? The meme
All right.
music.
Yes,
We are an hour
Yeah.
if we want to start wrapping up. So,
Yeah. Do you have any more questions?
we
um,
gotta feel like
we can certainly ask a lot more, but we
Yeah.
really just.
if you're allowed to say, do you have any future projects that you're like super excited for?
Yes, I have quite a few. The one I already said, Dream SMP stuff. That's for me. I'm working on that.
Yeah.
Just a personal project.
I know I've been very distant on my YouTube channel, but it's for a reason. I promise. It's
All right.
it's all this prepping I'm doing because I'm putting out. This is also something very exclusive. Nobody really knows about this. I went through a very difficult time last year with my heartbreak that ended up with. On top of that, with my grandma passing away, and a lot of emotional turmoil there, to where I was sad, then I was happy, then I was super angry, very confused, very frustrated, just all over the place. So I wrote, and I'm writing, I have half a song left to finish it, an album that I was going to put under my name, Dallin, my full name, but I'm pretty sure I'm just going to put it under like the DHeusta name. Because Charlie, Charlie's done an album under CG5 as well that wasn't, anything related to CG5. And I feel like true fans will really appreciate the album. because it's a journey pretty much of processing things and letting go.
That's really cool.
That's wow.
This isn't
beautiful.
This isn't a conclusion question, but what is Contrast? The album
What?
under
Oh.
DHeusta?
That was that's for my that's my dad actually, River. He wanted to do copyright free what's the word? Copyright free stuff, songs for streamers.
Oh,
Yeah,
And
to use.
so
in your-
I was his first person he came to work on an album for that.
That's cool.
That's
'Cause
cool.
I remember I saw it and I just didn't know what it was.
Yeah, no, that's what it was.
So
And then this, I'm putting in the chat. This is one of the songs from the album. It's very NF style, but if you like NF, you'll like that.
Okay, that's really cool. Is there any advice you give to aspiring producers, singers, creators, etc.? Like any like overarching, like anybody that wants to make music, any like thing you would want them to hear?
I guess I'd fall
Okay.
into that.
Yeah, Inky, here we go. Same thing I was telling. Who was I? Who was I
Underscore.
telling? Underscore was underscore.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, be passionate with what you're doing. Love what you're doing, and please be humble enough to listen to people's criticism, and also understand who actually wants to help you and who doesn't. Because there are some people who don't want to see you succeed, and there's some who do. And people that don't want to see you succeed, you know, obviously don't block them out of your life, but don't come to them for help for improving your craft. And come have people you go to help improve your craft, who want to see you succeed, because it'll help a ton. Charlie did that for me, and I have other friends as well that I turn to. And yeah.
All right.
That's what I'd say.
Awesome.
So that was our last question. However, there's one more thing, and I'm very sorry about this, but as tradition on the Dark Rooms podcast, you get to do the ending speech. So 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh, ending speech.
This happens every time.
It happens every time.
I don't
It's
know.
tradition.
Why would you do this to him?
Is it supposed to be
He's
It's
never gonna do that.
tradition. It's tradition.
I mean,
You can make it
whatever.
inspiring. You can
More
totally
like
make it
chaos.
inspiring if you want.
I'll say thank you for putting me on the podcast or wanting me to be on this. It's been super
Thank
fun.
you.
Hopefully
Yeah,
it was entertaining enough and it got you some answers to your questions. And I'm hoping, you know, I can do more of this with other people and with you guys again in the future.
Yeah.
Awesome. That would be amazing.
Yeah, if you ever want to come back and feel free
We'd
to
love to
Yeah.
have some like
Be a
we'd
blast.
love to have some more amazing guests. Maybe put in a good word.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Underscore.
What? No.
Underscore.
Make sure to reach out to them first.
Yeah.
That's fair.
And then see what they say. And if they don't say anything, and then they'll maybe reach out to me. Then I might be able to talk to them and say, hey, these guys are reaching out to you. But yeah.
Okay.
That's really awesome.
Yeah, that's really
awesome.
cool. And
We are so
you guys have been
grateful for
super
having you
and
on.
thanks so much for taking the time out of your day to talk to us. It means a lot to us.
That's absolutely. I try and do that, but I'm not super good at it. I try and make sure you guys know I appreciate you for all you do. I would not be here without you guys. And that's to people here in the group and fans as well. And to even say I have fans is bizarre. That is just mind blowing.
You're taking it in.
And I don't think I'll ever take it in because I don't know. It's just such a weird concept.
Yeah.
But I'm glad people enjoy my music enough to want to listen to it, because that's my whole point, is making songs that people enjoy.
All right.
Just
Cool.
keep doing what you're doing. and
Yeah, you make
doing
great
fine.
songs.
It's you. Yeah.
Speechless.
I've lost my words. It's just very awesome.
Thank you.
Can I ask one more question that I just remembered?
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
yeah.
So,
Oh no.
I
It's the longest ending.
I
Does that
believe,
mean I have to do
I'm
another
sorry,
ending?
but I believe
No, you don't.
like you
No,
you like last October you released like another like an animation for another Ultimate Fright. Is that song longer than it is on iTunes in the video?
Oh.
I think it is.
Oh.
I feel like there's like a little extra bit to it. I was like,
Huh.
Let me see. Ultimate Fright 427.
I love how this is the last question.
The YouTube comment
I just thought of it because I
I don't
just
even know the
Can we
answer to
can we ask him his favorite color just so we have a good question?
We must
for the-
know.
that. The logo pretty much sums up. my
purple.
favorite
Let's go.
Solid
purple,
choice. Gotta
purple.
be.
All right,
Purple,
all right.
purple and white. You have to do that combo.
Okay. Well,
Oh,
that'll be the end of. Oh, wait, any final thoughts?
Wait, it is longer. Why is it
It's
longer?
there's like 15 seconds of just Freddy standing there.
Yeah, that's why.
Oh,
Good
The question has
observation.
been answered.
Yeah.
well.
We can all rest easy now.
Sorry. Any final thoughts for in this?
I don't think so. Actually, where did the name DHeusta come from?
Oh, good question. A quick summary: the D and H. My full name is Dallin Heward. So that's where that comes from. And then Heusta is my dad used to have a gamer name named Heuster. And so I wanted to bring, since my dad has been a huge support and he's always loved music, I wanted to bring him along on the journey. So I changed it to Heusta. So DHeusta
That's
is
awesome.
That is.
Very cool.
Oh wow.
And now he's in the song "Whistling Lonely Freddy."
yeah. And then if you see the logo is a D and a H combined.
Oh wait, really?
Wait, really?
Yeah. Did you guys know?
No, I didn't.
Oh.
notice that. No,
Okay.
If you turn it sideways, you'll see it.
I thought it was just an upside down face.
I never
Nope.
noticed that.
There's definitely some symbolism behind it.
That's so cool.
Oh,
Well,
that's really cool.
thanks once again for joining us on this episode of Dark Rooms Podcast, and that'll be the end of this episode. Thank you so much for watching this video, and yeah, we'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye!
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, that was great.